Welcome back to the Ref Show. Mark Halsey and Mark Lawrenson with us this week. We're going to move on to the Women's Euro 2017 now. A couple of incidents to talk about in the game involving England and Spain. England have got off to a great start in the tournament, following up their 6-0 win against Scotland with a 2-0 win against Spain. But it was a match with a couple of controversial moments, Mark, involving the referee Karina Vicellano.
There's always controversial moments, isn't there? We saw many in the Confederations Cup, but I'm a bit lost really how she's come to the conclusion, how she's given that penalty for handball, because it's quite clearly, I mean, I think it's one of the easiest decisions I've come across where you wouldn't even consider giving a penalty. So all I can say is, she's lost focus, she's lost concentration, and she switched off.
To sort of clarify the moment, initially a handball decision was given and the penalty was awarded, but then she changed her mind. There has been some reports that Lucy Bronze, one of the England players, recited the rules to her because it essentially...
A player knowing the rules? Whoa!
Apparently she makes notes during the rules meetings.
The laws, can I just correct you? It's the laws of the game, not the rules.
Well, apparently the ball popped up off Ellen White's thigh before hitting the
thigh.
floor.
She's gone to kick. I think whether it's come off a thigh or a foot, but
I think she came off a thigh.
And then it's gone onto a hand. I mean, it's clearly not. I mean, the law clearly says it has to be deliberate, has to be intentional. And that clearly was not deliberate or intentional.
You just wonder what her thought process was, though, isn't it? Insofar as changing her mind. So all of a sudden she's given it, and then it's obviously they're all moaning.
Well, that's right. When you look at it, you see it, and you straight away as a referee, you straight away as like Mark said, the thought process, what you go through, and I just don't understand how she's given. But listen, people are giving her credit for changing her mind. I'd like to know, like you say, whether
you should give her credit for changing her mind because she's got the decision right
in the end. Yeah. But you've got to, like I say, as the incident happens, you've got to think to yourself, what's made her?
Will she get marked down for that?
She would, yeah. She would get, by the observer, she would definitely get. But then, you wouldn't mark her down too much. I mean, obviously, you look at a recognition of offences, and obviously it wasn't what it should have been at that level.
What is the law? You've awarded a penalty. What is the law on then changing your mind? If you've given the penalty, do you have to allow the penalty?
No. One. You can change your mind as long as you haven't restarted play. As long as you haven't restarted play, you can change your mind. And to be fair, she had the courage. And it's all about having courage, and she had the courage. Whether it came from the England player or whether suggestions there was VAR in the background, but
doesn't matter, does it?
No,
doesn't matter.
No.
Well, the funny thing is there's no VAR in use at the Women's Euro 2017. But if there was, that would have been quite a handy situation to have it for.
Well, that's right. And also,
man, you had it at the Confed Cup, and they still got loads wrong.
That was a shambles.
I know.
But then, obviously, you go to England's disallowed goal, which was clearly onside. I mean, once again, you got the assistant there. It was so onside. I'm not sure once again how she's got that wrong, because
she's just seen something.
She's seen something, and if you lose your concentration at that split second, and you can make big errors. But the one thing is, though, Lauro, you should never guess. And I think she's guessed that personally.
It's the thing is, unless you are 100%, it's like when you used to play cricket. Unless the umpire's 100% certain, you can't give it. You can't. As you're right, you cannot guess at all.
But just going on talking about cricket, what about? I mean, I know it's a ref show, a football show, but you've got to give plaudits to the England women's cricket team for the World Cup. Fantastic.
Have you?
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
But it was very dramatic.
Brilliant. I mean, I've watched.
You see, look,
I've followed it all the way through.
Same thing on a different thread, but I mean, the umpires get stuff wrong.
That's right, absolutely.
And nobody bothers, do they now? Have you noticed that straight away? And they said, "Oh, you have to reverse your decision," and everyone said, "That's fine,
no problem," because it's so quick and so fast for them. And did it pitch in line? Did it pitch, outside the line?
And did it wake him up?
Did it wake him up? Yeah. But it was interesting yesterday because obviously it was an LBW decision against one of the Indian players, and
She took too long.
So they waited. I mean, straight away they should have gone straight away because she was one of their top batsmen, and she should have reviewed it straight away. But she took longer than 15 seconds. She said too late now.
The umpire said no. You've taken too long.
It's taken too long. But you know, when they looked at it again, you've got it right anyway.
Do you think in football we'll get to that stage with players asking for VAR as opposed to the referee?
Well, there are
natural follow-up.
Yeah, there are occasions where, I mean, I've given penalties and you've given me stick on match today. I've seen you, but there are occasions where you give penalties and all of a sudden the players come at you.
You can tell.
And you think, hang on, have I got this right? Have I got this right? And then all of a sudden, all you've got to do is go straight away upstairs, bang, within 18 seconds, yes or no.
Would a potential idea for VAR, something we've talked about a lot on the Ref Show over the last few weeks, but would it be for a manager to have a challenge or two, for example,
I think
for it
so.
only to be used in that instance?
I think so.
Well, you could do. You could.
It's a natural
It's
follow-on.
natural. You could say in those 4 scenarios, the pros call for penalties, red cards, disallowed goals, or offside goals, or mistaken identity.
The only thing is, it could then get really tactical, couldn't it?
It could
Because
be
if
all the time.
you're like under a bombardment, you think
Yeah,
you're going to concede a goal,
Get a break.
you just go, whoa,
Change momentum.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, though, a good start for England in this tournament, 2 wins, 8 goals. Unusual for England to have such a start in a tournament like this. But this summer, the youth teams for England have done well at competitions, and the women now doing just as well, Mark, in this
Just the
competition.
seniors.
Yeah,
Isn't
need to
it?
sort that out for
But
next
just
year.
well, because seniors don't do tournament football. But no, it's great. I think it's fantastic. What will be interesting as well, all the younger age teams that have done well, see how many of those actually come out and make it.
They need to be able to play first team football.
That's right.
Yeah. Where do they go?
But when you look at that, you've seen that the young players, they're not playing in their first teams, are they? They're playing under 20, under 23 football. Is under 23 football? Is it competitive enough?
No.
Is it? So there has to be a fundamental
Just
change.
send them out
isn't
on
there?
loan, Mark.
Or stop the foreign players coming into the game. Do we stop that?
No, I just think you send players out on loan. Yeah. Look at Harry Kane. I mean, Harry Kane went to an awful lot of clubs on loan, and I think at Ipswich or Norwich or whatever, and everyone looked at him and thought, he's not going to make it. Not going to make it at Tottenham, but obviously going to get himself a living out of the game. And you just don't know. But you've got to send him on loan.
Yeah.
Just
You've
the
got
competitive nature.
all the way back to David Beckham when he went to Preston.
Preston, yeah.
Great. And he's absolutely spot on.
Moving on, Mark, you've just returned from Colombia. You've been with You Are the Ref. Tell us a little bit about that trip.
Not to be sniffed at that trip, was it?
The coffee's gorgeous. It was excellent. The way we were received by the referees and the thing out there about CASDA, what they do is they invite the youngsters to get them off the streets to come in to take up refereeing, because if they don't get involved in that, you don't know where they're caught up in all sorts, and they've not got a lot of money, but they give you everything, with the way they look after.
What do you do with them?
Obviously, we do field sessions. We went out there. We done field sessions. We done practice sessions. We done fitness. Position and movement. And obviously, in the afternoon, we go into the classroom and do theory sessions on likes of recognising challenges, careless, reckless, excessive force. Because I think there's a big problem, not only in England, I think around the world, in recognising challenges, careless, reckless, excessive force. We're seeing far too many yellow cards for careless challenges. We look at DOGSO, denial of a goal scoring opportunity, body language, and we do a bit of motivation as well. So, they give you and show you so much warmth, and it was absolutely fantastic to be involved in, because they wanted to learn.
Yeah,
they wanted to learn.
It? When you did the physical bit, did you take a step back?
Listen, I couldn't join in.
That's
what you mean.
You've got a busy few weeks coming up, haven't you, Mark, with this Kilimanjaro Challenge. You Are the Ref Kilimanjaro Challenge, an attempt to secure a place in the Guinness Book of World Records by having the highest game of football staged is coming up soon. You've been trying to recruit Mark as well.
Well, yeah, he didn't want to know this one, did he? Say he's a bit old for all that, and you didn't want to
Behave yourself. I did my stint the other week.
But no, it's great, obviously, because I'm an ambassador for the Steve Prescott Foundation. Everybody in the Northwest are involved in rugby league. We know Steve Prescott.
Yeah.
What a fantastic fella. I mean, all the things he'd done while he was battling it, and his legacy lives on. And this is what we're doing it for, to help and to save others. But it's great that You Are the Ref and Jock War are sponsoring the event, which is fantastic. So get onto our Just Giving site and help us raise money to save people's lives. And then obviously You Are the Ref as well are involved in the Greenfell disaster down at Loftus Road on Saturday, 2nd of September, to raise funds. We've got a Les Ferdinand 11 versus an Alan Shearer rest of the world, so it's bound to be a sellout down at QPR. And I think obviously we're involved in a charity game for
You're
young...
refereeing.
I'm refereeing. Well, I'll be out on the picture. I'm going to lose a bit of weight just for you, Laura.
Put some cotton wool in your ears that day.
Me.
Just to finish, it's been a very active transfer window already in football generally.
I think it's going to get more active.
Well, I think Manchester City have spent £100 million on fullbacks alone in the last
I read
week.
it this morning, apparently 133 million quid on 3 fullbacks.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's madness.
That's it. And Middlesbrough spent a bit of money on my nephew, taking him from Bury to Borough. So good luck, George.
It's all about judgment.
Was the fee as much as the 199 million? Maybe it's going to take Neymar potentially to Paris. What do you make of that, Mark Lawrenson?
I don't get it. I really seriously don't get it. I mean, Scudamore was really interesting this morning, saying that actually the net spend now on transfers is coming down. Would you believe? I think it's at about 60%, and it was much higher. But you were always of this opinion, thinking, I read it, thought, is that true? Well, it's bound to be true, isn't it? But that just tells you the amount of money that the clubs are getting.
Yet, is it?
No, it's got nearly 5 weeks.
That's right, yeah. So
but it's going away from the supporter. That's the problem. People just, they look at stuff like that and just think, oh my goodness.
Why do the clubs think money is a solution? Is it just burning a hole in the pocket, or is there something else?
It's all about players.
It is.
Always will be. Always has been. And if you're a Manchester, one of the big, you'd probably say 7 now with Everton with their spending capabilities. But it's all about players. And if you don't get players, club down the road get players, they will be better than you. There'll be the odd team when we've seen the Leicester and we've seen other teams done extremely well in the league. But to be there year in, year out, it's just, you've got to buy players. That's the way that it is.
Well, you look at Neymar's transfer fee, and you look at that and you say, well, is Lukaku worth all that money?
You can look at it. Well, we're paying 50 odd million for fullbacks. But I think you just got to forget about it. It is what it is, and it's just that's the way that it's gone.
That's the way football is, isn't it? Now?
We're old, aren't we? So you think, 50 million for a fullback, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sign of the times. Mark Lawrenson, Mark Halsey, thank you for your company today. Don't forget to check out the You Are The Ref website and sign up now at academy.youaretheref.com. We look forward to the Youdan Trophy, which begins on the 31st of July. All the ticket details and the draw details on the website there. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.